Hey, YouTube listeners, it's Matt. I just wanted to come on here before the episode starts to let you know that there's not going to be as much flair in this episode compared to the last one because we've pretty much tried to render this episode so many times in After Effects and Premiere and nothing worked. So what's going to be visible on this episode is just going to be a picture of the episode, at least a little bit of a visual going on. But yeah, we tried to make something happen, like how we had the last episode, but it just couldn't happen after so many failures of rendering. Anyway, I'm rambling a little bit, but I hope you enjoy the episode and have a good day.
What's up, everybody? It's Critical. Hey, everybody, it's Critical. Today, we're going to be reviewing my enormous dildo collection.
That reminds me of the one time I took a hot, fat, sticky dump. Anyways, see ya.
See ya.
I'm also afraid of roaches.
What is up, gamers? Welcome back to the Triumvirate Podcast once again. Episode 2 is where it's at. I'm here with my two best friends, Mark and Funk. Well, welcome to the podcast, everyone. Say hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hi, I'm so glad to be here. It's a new experience for me. I've never been on a podcast. I'm ready to try new things, talk about some stuff around a microphone, and for people to listen to it.
I was forced here against my will. He forced me in here.
That's great, Mark. I'm glad that you have chosen to speak. Anyways.
I'm glad that you were chosen to speak. It wasn't forced. Yeah, what's up, everybody? It's a Triumvirate Podcast Season 2, Episode 2.
That's right.
And we don't know what we're going to talk about today.
Yeah. We're just going to be spitballing some stuff, I guess.
We'll start off with, how are you, Matt?
I'm doing just fine. You know, we had some din-din.
We did.
And it was very, very delicious.
It was very
Compliments to the chef.
good. It was me. I was the chef.
You were. You made some shrimp and mac.
Mm-hmm. It was very,
and
very
it
tasty.
was good.
How about you, Funk? How are you today?
I'm fine. I also had some din-din,
What you had?
and I just had a McDonald's hamburger.
Hey, you know what? There's nothing wrong with that, dude.
Yeah, it's the same everywhere. You know, you typically can't go wrong if you want some sort of consistency. So
You're right.
Yep.
You're right.
The only thing that changes is the service.
Yep.
Yeah.
God, some McDonald's have the worst service ever.
Yeah, exactly.
Especially the one that's near us.
Yeah.
It has probably the worst service
I
ever.
absolutely hate it.
Like, there have been plenty of times where both me and Matt would sit there for 15, 20, 30 minutes,
Yeah.
even through a mobile order.
Exactly. Yep.
So
Yeah, that was the other day. Like, I put in like a mobile order, and like I was just on my lunch break at work or whatever.
yeah.
Motherfuckers took my entire lunch break to give me a McChicken and a small fry.
You were texting me during that whole thing.
Oh, I was livid, dude.
Oh yeah, for sure. It sounded like you were.
Yeah, it was not a fun experience at all, but
Yeah.
it is what it is.
Yeah. It's crazy how that McDonald's just simply doesn't care.
Yeah, they just don't give a shit.
It was.
I mean, what's one lost customer? So
Exactly.
I know.
Yeah.
But see, that's the thing. It's not just us. I mean, it's everybody in this town that complains about this McDonald's, but they haven't done anything about it.
Yeah.
yeah, do they still go to it?
Yes, they do.
So there you go.
Yeah. I guess that's a really good point. It's just like, you know, if nobody goes to it, then that's the sign for it to change. You know, that lets everybody know. It's just like, hey, don't go to this one. Nobody goes to it, you know.
We could just burn it down.
That's also true. It's a good thing I bought my my flamethrower with this tax return money.
Yeah, we have a couple of alcohol bottles. We can make some Molotov cocktails, and
You're right, dude.
there
Oh
you go.
my goodness.
There you go. They'll never catch us.
Is this the part where the disclaimer is put up on the screen so we don't get in trouble?
I was about to say, disclaimer, please don't burn down
Disclaimer
buildings.
for you, but not for me. No,
I'm still gonna do it.
I'm not going to commit arson.
Yeah, please don't.
Please don't commit arson. It's bad.
It gets hot, so it's fire no good.
All right. I have something I'd like to talk about.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
What Sonic game has the best music?
Ooh, just okay. Starting off with a banger. All right,
You can give me your top 5 games that have top 5 Sonic games that have the best video game music.
Ooh, okay.
It could
So
be any of them.
so
from
we're just
anywhere.
talking about music.
Yeah, music, not gameplay. Music.
Okay. Ooh, okay.
Well, one of them's got to be Sonic Adventure 2.
Yeah.
Of
Yeah.
course.
I mean, okay. I know how you're gonna react to this, Mark,
Okay.
and everything, but I mean, of course, Sonic Adventure 2 is up there. I agree with Funk, but I don't know, man. Just the variety of Sonic Adventure 1's music. That is up there.
Yes.
But I'm not saying it's the better game. It just has good music.
yes. Is
That's
it above
really
Sonic
good.
Adventure 2's music though?
Do what?
Is it above Sonic Adventures 2 music though?
I would have argued that Sonic Adventure 2 had more variety because every character has a different genre, basically.
I mean, yeah.
But every character has a different genre of music in Sonic Adventure 1 too.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
That's true.
They also did use some songs from Sonic 3D Blast, though.
They did.
So-
You're right. They
Oh.
did. You're right.
I didn't know about that.
Yeah, they did. I found that out the other day. I watched it was a 2-hour video about Sonic music, and I found that out, and I was like, oh, well.
That's interesting.
But anyways, continue.
See, like with Sonic Adventure 2, I'm thinking more not just like the characters' themes,
Mhm.
but just like with the levels and whatnot. Because
Yeah.
you know, the level music, you know, I mean it's a motif. It's like a theme with it.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's a lot of, you know, electric guitar, you know, just like, you know, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
In their levels. But with Sonic Adventure 1's levels and whatnot, you know, I don't know. It's just like there's a lot more variety of instruments, in my opinion. It just feels a lot more. You can't go from, like, in comparison, you have like City Escape, and then let's say, well, shit, I was gonna say Meteor Herd, but that is completely different.
Yeah, it's completely different.
I don't know, like Skyrail, you know.
Yeah.
It kind of uses like the same kind of, you know, instruments. Of course, it's not the same exact song, and there's, you know, difference in that, but I don't know, like just going from, you know, one level in Sonic Adventure 1 to the other one, it's, you know, I feel it's a little bit, you know, more varied or variety.
So on a list, how would you rank it so
Oof.
far?
Okay. So I'm gonna put,
It doesn't have to be in any particular order,
okay.
if that helps.
So when it comes to like listing stuff, it's probably gonna change for me, you know, at the end of it. But for right now, I'm gonna give Sonic Adventure 1 number 2, and Sonic Adventure 2 on a number 3.
So it's number 1.
Well, I'm still thinking about it.
Oh, okay. Well,
Sorry. We were just talking about Sonic Adventure and Sonic Adventure 2. But I would say number 1. Now, okay, we're talking about like the 3D Sonic games.
Oh no, it could be any. It could be classic,
them.
3D, boost era, new. It doesn't matter. Anything from the beginning to now.
Okay. So, trying to think. Sonic 2's soundtrack is really fucking
It's
good.
really good.
Now that I think about it, I don't know. That's probably gonna be like number one because there are so many like levels, like songs, from levels and whatnot that is just like they're classics. You could just like, have it in your head, as very often.
I know Sonic 2's music pretty much by heart.
Oh
Like,
yeah, for sure.
Because that was probably the first Sonic game I ever played was Sonic 2.
Oh yeah, same here. Yeah,
So-
for sure. Well, at the very least, that's my top 3. I would say Sonic 2, number 1, Sonic Adventure 2. So I don't know if I'll try to think of the bottom 2 in my list of top 5 if you guys want to, list some.
All right. Do you want to go next, Funk, or do you want me to go?
Sure, I'll go.
Okay, sure.
I was actually going to say real quick, because you're talking about City Escape and Skyrail. One of the reasons that it's got similar instruments is we'd probably have to fact check this, but I had heard that Skyrail was originally supposed to be a Sonic stage. So they didn't change
Really?
anything except they put Shadow in it because he basically had 3 levels and they wanted him to have one more.
Interesting.
Oh, that would make sense. Yeah.
That is interesting.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, I'd put Sonic Adventure 2 definitely towards the top because I like that every character has their own style. You got Rouge that has kind of like the big band stuff.
Oh,
Knuckles
yeah.
has hip hop. Shadows is kind of like techno metal.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So I really like that. But then, kind of like Matt was saying with Sonic 2, because I have a soft spot for that game because it's one of my favorite Sonic games in general. But I think a strong case should be made for Sonic 3 and Knuckles.
Yeah. Trust me, that
Yeah.
I'll give a strong case also for Sonic 3 and Knuckles.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Because, I mean, they do say that Michael Jackson was responsible for that music, so...
Yeah. They said that he was responsible for it and that he was a part of it until that whole, the child abuse allegations back in the 90s.
Oh,
And then Sega was like, nope, no, we don't want you. But that doesn't mean that you still had some sort of influence in his music
Of course.
or in the Sonic 3 music. But anyways, continue, Funk.
Yeah, so, I mean, it'd really be hard to kind of rank them from 1 to 5 for me, just because each one kind of has their own strengths. But, I mean, if I just had... Like, if I chose 5 without necessarily putting them in an order, I mean, Sonic Adventure 2, Sonic 2, Sonic 3, and Knuckles. And then probably round it out with, I mean, even Sonic 1 had some really memorable tracks in it, so...
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Well, I guess mine would be definitely Sonic 3 and Knuckles, because I played Sonic 2 was my first Sonic game, but Sonic 3 and Knuckles was probably the game that I remembered the most.
Yeah.
Because I played that game a lot.
For sure.
So there's something about that game's music where it just, like, Sonic 1 had really good music, but you could tell that it was because it was like one of the first games on the Genesis.
Yeah, for
so
sure.
you could tell it was good, but it was very, I don't want to say basic because it wasn't basic.
Yeah, no, not.
But it kind of had, like, they were kind of testing out to see how far they could go. And then Sonic 2 built on that. And then Sonic 3, whenever it came out towards the end stages of the Genesis's life, they went all out. They pushed the Genesis to the limit on how far the music could really go.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
That really is, like, it just shows how Sega was good at composing. I can't remember who composed the music. I mean, it is someone.
The name is it escapes my head.
Yeah, but either way, the composer, you could tell that the composer really put his heart and soul into it. So Sonic 3 and Knuckles is definitely up there, followed by Sonic Adventure, because just nostalgia, and I Open Your Heart is something that I think of almost every day.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
I will say I think I prefer Open Your Heart over Live and Learn.
I do too.
So,
Yeah,
I do too.
Like both of them are good, but I don't know. Just Open Your Heart is just like
Open-
it really makes you feel.
Open Your
just
Heart.
Like,
Whenever I first beat Sonic Adventure and your Open Your Heart plays as you're playing as Super Sonic, like beating up Perfect Chaos. When I did that for the first time, it awoken something inside of me. I was like, this right here is rad.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, for
I will
sure.
remember this for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
And I still do. Every time I play it and every time I beat it and I get to that part, I'm like, yes, the bullshit of this game was worth it.
All the fucking big stages and everything. It was worth it.
But definitely so. Sonic Adventure, so Sonic 3, Sonic Adventure 1, then Sonic Adventure 2. Because Sonic Adventure 2, there are some tracks in there, like I can't remember the level names because I didn't play it as much as you two played it.
Yeah.
But the Forest one.
Oh, Green Forest.
Green Forest.
Yeah, that one's a good one.
That one really gets me pumped up.
Yeah.
That one, and I guess, of course, Open Your Heart. Or not Open Your Heart, Live and Learn.
Live and Learn, yeah.
Trying to think of anything else. See, that just shows my knowledge of Sonic Adventure 2's music.
I mean, like City Escape is
City
like
Escape, yeah,
classic.
Sonic Adventure 2. And I want to put in a case for Sonic 06.
Really?
Yeah, it has really good music. I agree.
Sonic 06, the gameplay is bad, yes, but Crisis City,
yeah,
great song. The first stage, great song.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember what it's called, but it's that beach stage.
Yeah, Wave Ocean.
Wave Ocean. Yep, great song. Even the mock segment in that stage has great music too.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
Sonic 06 definitely is like probably number 4.
Yeah, for sure.
And for Sonic for the 5th, I'd probably say Sonic Unleashed.
Excuse me. Yeah, for sure. How dare you? No, I was actually gonna bring up, like, we were talking about, like, a little bit more modern Sonic games, I guess you would call it that. But I got to thinking about, like, the music for Sonic Unleashed, and that has to be number 4 on my list.
Yeah.
I mean, like, it's just very atmospheric.
It is.
Just like the hub worlds
Yeah.
and like the levels and stages and everything.
Who could forget about Rooftop Run? I mean,
Of
come on.
course, dude.
Everybody knows that Sonic song.
Yeah.
Like you didn't have to play Sonic Unleashed to know that song.
Yeah, for sure.
Probably because a lot of
because of Sonic Generations.
Yeah, Sonic Generations.
Well, yeah.
And almost every other
Yeah.
YouTuber who makes video essays uses that song
Of
for like
course.
video game essays.
Do you remember Sonic Unleashed? Well, actually, in the behind the scenes of it, they were gonna have Sonic make a little pee-pee in the outhouse. I don't know, but I mean that's usually how those
that's how
fucking
those go.
essays go. Yeah.
But yeah, that's what I'd say. So Sonic 3, Sonic Adventure 2, Sonic 06, and Sonic Unleashed.
Yeah, for sure.
Now, whenever I think about like the worst Sonic music, that's kind of hard.
Yeah, that one's a little difficult. Yeah.
Because I don't think there's necessarily any bad Sonic music, I would say. Like you can't say something like Sonic Generations because they reuse some music from the stages. That's just kind of unfair.
And they just kind of like they remixed it.
Oh yeah, which made it better, really.
Yeah, I mean,
the Crisis City version of Sonic Generations is really good.
Yeah,
and Rooftop Run.
For sure.
But I don't know, like maybe Sonic and the Secret Rings or Sonic and the Black Knight.
Oh God.
Sonic Lost World, Sonic Boom.
I just got like talking about Sonic and the Secret Rings, like the fucking theme song where you can't hear the actual like vocalist at all.
7 rings in hand.
And then that's the only thing you hear in that song.
Oh God.
Well, do you remember the Babylonians theme from Sonic Riders?
Oh yeah.
That's a game I haven't played, so I don't know what it is.
Yeah, it's called Catch Me If You Can, and it's kind of like the same sort of noise of 7 Rings in Hand, but it's not as good.
Oh God.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Well, yeah. So yeah, I can't really say there's any worse, but I guess it would be those games that people just trash on.
Yeah.
But then again, people trash on Sonic 06, and that has great music. So I guess it's all up to interpretation.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. It really doesn't matter, like what kind of, Sonic game it is, whether it's good or whether it's bad. The music is always like on point, especially like with the type of theme that it's trying to make.
Yeah.
Like you may have a couple of stinkers, but like 90% of the time, whenever it comes to the music, it's a fucking banger, dude.
Well, like Sonic Frontiers.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't necessarily say like the overworld music was good because we could barely hear it.
I mean, I was about to say I can't even remember what it sounded like.
And the stage music was pretty good, like the portal stages or whatever they're called, the cyberspace.
Stage. Yeah,
those are pretty good. But the real bangers were the Titan fights.
Those were fucking. They put their heart and soul into that shit.
Like death metal, or not really death metal, like heavy metal.
With like techno.
Yeah. And like you're supersonic and you're fighting this big fucking robot.
Yeah.
Oh, God. So
Great.
cool.
Yeah.
So cool.
Oh, man.
But yeah. So I guess that's our favorite Sonic music.
Yep.
Sonic music.
Yes. I will say one thing that I would like to argue is that the theme songs in Sonic Adventure 2 are better than the theme songs in Sonic Adventure.
You know what? I'm with Funk on this one.
So like the theme songs,
like the characters,
like the character themes.
Yeah.
Trying to think. Yeah, I guess I'd agree with you on that because, again, it's like with Sonic 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
With Sonic Adventure 1, the Dreamcast, literally, it came out with the Dreamcast.
Yeah.
So they were trying to, see, they were experimenting. They were saying what they could do, what they couldn't do. And then Sonic Adventure 2 expounded on that and made it better.
Yeah.
So I would say that too. The themes and the character themes in Sonic Adventure 2 are better than Sonic Adventure 1.
I mean, granted that like, when it comes to like the lyrics of like each character's theme, they're ripped straight from Sonic Adventure 1's character themes.
Yeah,
they are.
But
except for Knuckles.
Yeah, except for Knuckles.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, in comparison, I prefer the Sonic Adventure 2 versions of them.
I agree 100%.
Especially how can you go wrong with
yeah, of course.
It's a banger, dude.
Yeah, well, the Eggman theme is probably the best theme
ever
in the Sonic game.
Oh, you're talking about for Sonic Adventure 1 or Sonic Adventure 2?
No, for Sonic Adventure 2.
Sonic Adventure 2. I am the Eggman.
Oh, yeah.
It's what I am. Yeah.
But look, Sonic Adventure 1's Eggman music is pretty good too. Like the egg character stage music.
Oh, yeah.
It's a funky beat.
That one's good.
Like that one's just a jam.
And then you got Sonic CD's Eggman theme, where the Japanese got the cool, funky song, and the Americans got the song that sounded like he was Satan.
Yeah. We got that whole thing, with the whole fun is infinite signed by the devil.
Ooh, spooky.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
They really did pull a fast one. They were like, let's make this spooky just because it's fun.
Yeah, it's fun to make spooky thing.
Well, I don't even think it was meant to be spooky because they just used the boss stage music. So if you think about it, when you access that screen in the Japanese version, it plays the fun song. You know, it's just the American version that makes it seem like it's a creepypasta.
Weird.
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
Weird. Well, let's move along from Sonic. Let's talk a little bit about Zelda.
Ah, yes.
I've been playing Twilight Princess.
Yeah, you did, yeah.
And can I just say, Nintendo,
I know what you're going to say.
please. Please port it to the Switch.
Listen, man, Twilight Princess is a fucking... like, I've said banger like about 5,000 times already.
Yeah.
But that game is fucking amazing. I don't know why it's... you can't play it on the Switch or anything like that.
It's just... I say Ocarina of Time is my favorite game of all time. And while that may be true...
Yeah.
The only reason why I say that is for nostalgia purposes.
Yeah.
I wholeheartedly agree with the critics about how it could be, slow and repetitive and all that stuff. But I, see the charm in it. I see the nostalgia in it. And there are some moments whenever you're playing Ocarina of Time, you're like, oh, okay, can we just move past this stuff so we can get to the stuff that I actually care about?
Yeah.
Which is why I've been having doubts if it's really my favorite game of all time because of that. I played it so much.
Yeah.
That it's starting to get to the point where I just really don't find it enjoyable anymore because of the bullshit.
Right? Well, the way that I would see it, I think it would be like your favorite, like, childhood game.
I would say
in the Zelda aspect of it.
I would say that for sure.
Yeah, because with all the other like Zelda games and everything like that, there's just a lot of really good moments in it and everything.
To my Ocarina of Time or Twilight?
I guess just like in general.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's just a lot of good moments in it where, there's just some that are the most memorable for some other people, I don't know. Like, for example, talking about in Twilight Princess, it's just like I guess the beginning of it where it's just all this dark type of setting and everything like that. And, you turn into a wolf. It's all like, depressing and everything like that.
Yeah. But, I'm playing it and, I've said this a lot.
Yeah, you have said that before.
I have said that a lot.
Yeah.
But no, I've said that Twilight Princess is just a better version of Ocarina of Time.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a beautiful game. Beautiful music. Almost every piece of music in that game is just solid.
Yeah, for sure.
But no, I'm playing it and I'm having a really good time playing Twilight Princess again. And I'd wish they ported over with Wind Waker too.
Oh yeah, for sure.
There's no excuse. Like, they should have Wind Waker and Twilight Princess ported to the Switch. They should have done that.
Yeah.
But whatever. It is what it is. I guess it gives me an excuse to still play the Wii U.
Yeah,
So.
You hooked it up the other night and was just like, you know what? I've been really wanting to play Twilight Princess.
Yeah.
And so we had to dig it out of the closet and find all the chords and whatnot. And
Yeah, we did.
it's kind of like a side tangent, but it's kind of sad to see, the Wi-Fi, capabilities of the Wii U all gone. You can't go to the shop anymore.
Yeah,
and everything.
Can't do anything with Miiverse or anything like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Which it is what it is. They did the same thing with the 3DS.
Yeah, that's true.
So, But what I really wanted to talk about is Tears of the Kingdom.
Yep.
E3, not E3. Why did I say E3's tomorrow? E3's not tomorrow. It's February.
It's just tomorrow.
A Nintendo Direct is tomorrow as of this recording.
Yeah.
And I'm really hoping for some more news because gosh darn it, I want to know things.
Yeah. I mean,
it's gonna be a deck building game.
Oh, damn it.
Oh,
Not again.
no.
Shit.
Oh, jeez.
God damn it. Ugh. Well, I mean, it's whatever, I guess.
Yeah.
I'll still play it.
Yeah, I'll still play it, I guess, because I'm a Zelda fan.
But yeah, I think in the Direct, I mean, they would be stupid not to show like anything from Tears of the Kingdom, you know?
Come on, Eiji Aonuma. You're my guy.
I mean, yeah, it comes out in April? May. It comes out in May. So.
And we're going to be playing it on the channel.
Yeah.
Don't know how long it's going to be, but
hey, as long as it's not as long as fucking God of War.
Oh, it's going to be longer than God of War, buddy.
Oh, God damn it.
I mean, Breath of the Wild was a long game. You think this game's not going to be long? Boy.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Yeah.
Like, this game's going to be like one of our magnum opuses.
Yeah.
Which we're almost done with God of War, by the way.
Yeah. We're about like 3/4 of the way. It at least feels like it.
Like, we're getting real close to the end now.
Yeah.
And I got to say, man, really, really, really good game.
The story in it is fucking amazing. Funk, I highly recommend like you play that. I mean, see, I haven't played any of the God of War games, but like I mean, Mark's helped me catch up with the lore and shit like that. But I mean, the story in it is fucking amazing. I love it
for sure.
It looks really good. I've never played them either. I watched Mark stream the original. Well, not the original, the first of the reboot. I watched him stream it a few times, but I've never played it.
It's a really good game, gotta say. Yeah, it's gonna be one of those games. And I said it in the recording, or in the episode, but I'm probably gonna play it again after we get done and do it 100%. Get all the chests and all the upgrades and see what all I can do because it's just that good of a game.
Yeah. And there's like so much to do in it.
So much to do.
So many like side quests that you could do. You could just explore all of the realms like to a T. You know,
except
every
for
single
Asgard's and Jotunheim.
Yeah, of course.
But
you know.
But yeah. So that's that. And I think we're gonna do another segue.
Yeah.
Push it on along. Let's talk Skinamarink.
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah,
so,
we'll talk about that movie.
So I took these two boys to go see Skinamarink last week.
Maybe the week before. I don't remember.
I think it was 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
And if you don't know what Skinamarink is, then where have you been? It is would you classify it as like an analog horror-esque kind of indie film?
I would say that.
Yeah, it's definitely an indie film because it only had a $15,000 budget.
Yeah.
It definitely, when it comes to the theme of it, it's definitely at least trying to give the analog horror vibes.
So it was made by a guy named Kyle Parsons, something like Bell or something.
I guess. I don't know.
On a $15,000 budget, and it was shown at a film festival, and then it got leaked online, and then it got a theatrical release, where it grossed like a lot of money. Like people either loved it or people hate it.
Yeah.
I don't know if you two knew this, but the director has a YouTube channel.
Really?
With the same exact type of videos, almost like a prequel to Skinamarink.
Oh, I see. Okay.
If you don't know what the movie is about, it's about two kids who are basically like locked in a home, you could say.
Yeah.
And there's some kind of creature or entity or demon or something that is stalking them, I guess, would you say? Or just they're in the home and the parents are either dead or missing or whatever the fuck, I don't know. And it fucks with them, and it, spooky happenings happen and all that stuff. And I liked it. I was a fan of it, and I'm gonna give my review of it, and then you two can give your review of it because you two didn't like it.
Well, I mean, not that like I didn't like it. I was entertained by it, but I don't know. There was just something off of it where I just it wasn't. Well, I mean, I guess I'll talk about it later. You know, after you give your review, it was just it didn't. It was scary in my opinion, but it just wasn't. It was different.
Yeah,
it was different. I'm just gonna say that it was different.
Yeah. So for me, it was scary the whole time. I was on edge the whole time, and you know, in my mind, I was thinking like, okay, why is this happening? What's going on? Why is there this? What is conjuring this creature? Like, is it in the kids' heads, or is it real? Is it just a dream? Did the kid have a coma? You know, like what? Oh, by the way, spoiler warning if you haven't seen Skinamarink, because we're probably going
we might have to insert a spoiler warning.
Yeah,
edit one in.
Yeah, so spoiler warning, I guess, from this point onwards.
Yeah.
So if you want to go see Skinamarink, pause this episode, go watch it somewhere. It's on Shudder.
Oh,
the horror movie Netflix, I guess you could say. Go give it a watch and come back. But anyways, yeah. So the kid, you know, remember how he fell down the stairs?
Mm-hmm.
So my theory is that he had like a coma, or he got into a coma or something.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, we don't see what happens after the fact. And he is, you know, in a comatose state, and he's imagining all these things.
Yeah.
That's happening. Like imagining this creature doing all these horrible things to him. Or, and here's a bizarre theory I found online.
Oh, yeah.
The mother, so, you know, the mom who is, I guess, there. I think she was there. Basically invited this demon into the house.
Okay.
And started fucking with him.
Yeah.
And the mom paid for it by getting absolutely nay-nayed.
Yeah.
Because there's like a point in the movie wherever there's like a closet that opens up.
Yeah, I remember that.
She goes inside of it and you hear like bones cracking and stuff.
Ooh, yeah.
And that's why it kind of shows like the mom not really having like you don't really see her face.
Yeah, you don't see her face or anything like that.
And it's that's I'm kind of stumbling over my words here because I'm thinking too far ahead. Let me get back to how I was feeling.
Yeah.
The whole time I was feeling, like I said, on edge. Like there were some shots in that movie that really just it gave me that fear of whenever you're a child and you're alone.
Yeah.
Whenever you're alone, like let's say like I grew up in a house.
You did?
I did. I grew up in a house.
No way.
I grew up in a house, believe it or not.
Wow. Okay.
But when I grew up in that house,
okay. Yeah.
you know, there will be some times where, you know, you'd wake up, or I'd wake up in the middle of the night, and you know, my mom and dad would be asleep. Everybody in the house would be asleep, and it'd be just me alone in the dark. You know, I would have to go, use the restroom or something. And, you know, when you're a kid, you know, your imagination goes wild.
Yeah.
You know, you think you see things in the dark or you hear things in the dark. And the one thing you want to do is run away and go hide.
Yeah.
That's kind of what it was for me. You know, just being a kid and being truly alone.
Yeah.
You know, like losing your mom in Walmart alone. Like you panic.
Yeah, it's like, where'd they go?
Exactly. It's like that, you know, like here is this creature or this
some sort of entity.
This entity that is stalking these children, and is causing them to do things and manipulate them, and well, kills one or takes her face off or something.
Yeah.
And then makes the other one stab his eye out.
Yeah.
And you know, there's certain shots in the movie that you see of like the mother like slowly disappearing. And then there's that one shot at the end of the movie where it's her face, but all you see is like, you know, like no face, but like two little pale black dots for eyes.
Oh, yeah.
You know, at the very ending shot of the movie, whenever the kid asks, "What are you?" or "What's your name?"
Yeah.
So there's that. And then there's that fucking phone.
Oh, yeah.
That one before it shone the light on the phone and you saw just his face.
It was just eyes.
It was just eyes.
Yeah.
God, I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about it. It was creepy. That part right there, I was like, oh God, Jesus Christ. Because you know, it's like you're a child again, and you see things like, you know, if you're in your bedroom and it's dark and you see like a coat rack in the corner of your room and you think it's like someone, like a shadow figure or like a cloaked figure or something in the corner of your room, and like you know in your mind it's a coat rack, but what if it's not?
Yeah.
What if it really is someone standing there watching you?
Oh yeah. I totally had those thoughts whenever I was a kid.
And that's what that fear is. It's something that you feel like is always watching you. Something that's always in the corner of a dark room that you see, you think is there, but it's not really there. It doesn't exist. But what if it did?
Yeah.
You know, that's what it was to me. It was that kind of fear, that kind of like something's there, but it's not there.
Yeah. For sure.
So I liked it. That's my review of it. I suggest that you go watch it. And like I said, it's not for everybody. It's a very experimental horror movie. It's indie. It's not everybody's cup of tea. I thought it wasn't going to be my cup of tea, but I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Yeah, for sure.
And I'm not really like a horror movie kind of guy. Like, I like analog horror. I like stuff like Mandela Catalog, The Walton Files, fucking The Backrooms, you know, stuff like that. I like that kind of horror. I don't like typical horror movie horror where it's like, oh, here comes a killer and he's going to barge in your house and he's going to stab you and then you got to run away.
He's going to hack and slash. Oh, no, you tripped on yourself. Oh, man. Oh, you better open that door. Oh, it's locked. Oh,
like,
man.
Fear for me is fear of something that is unnatural.
Yeah.
Something that is like this kind of entity that is almost... it's not human.
Yeah.
Something that doesn't exist, that shouldn't exist, but it does.
Yeah.
Like the Mandela Catalog with the alternates. That's something that shouldn't exist, but it does in that universe.
Yeah, for sure.
That to me is good horror. Not your typical like slasher films. Those are just stupid.
Yeah.
They're stupid in a good way. I'm not saying they're bad. But the last Halloween movie was bad, but that's besides the point.
Well, what was that one? It was
Halloween Ends or Halloween.
Halloween. Because I remember in the trailers or whatnot, it's like, he dies tonight or something like that. You know, Halloween dies tonight or something, some stupid shit.
But look, I love the old classic slasher films like Friday the 13th and Nightmare on Elm Street. Like those are still.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Good horror movies. But I'm gonna get off my tangent. And I guess we'll start with you and give me your thoughts on the movie, Matt.
Okay. Yeah, I'll I'll go ahead and talk about it a little bit. So, I mean, in my personal opinion, the first thing I want to talk about with it is that it was very confusing for me. You know, it's just like the whole, you know, premise of the movie is that like it is, you know, dark and, you know, you're just trying to figure out like what is going on with it, you know, and, you know, you're trying to understand, what is happening with like the entity. How is it affecting like the environment around like these kids and everything? You don't know what it can do and everything like that. And like it was doing stuff, like moving furniture around, taking away like doors and windows and everything like that. And it's just like, how is it doing that? How did it get here? Why is it doing what it is? And it's just like, I think with that, it was very dark, and I don't know, I might have just gotten lost in like a good bit of it. But it was hard for me to follow like what was going on. I had a lot more questions than answers on it. It's just like, why is this happening? How is this entity doing this? Like what is, and then like, it would definitely like hide a lot of stuff. And just kind of like on a side thing, I will give the movie credit on the stylistic choice that they did on hiding the kid's face, like the children's faces.
Yeah.
Because I don't know, I guess when it comes to like a horror aspect, or just trying to make you like feel, the situation that those kids were in, it really doesn't matter like what the kids look like, because that doesn't, help the story one bit. So I thought it was pretty cool on that regard. And then whenever it showed the close up with the sisters, like that, blank face, she had no face or anything like that. I thought that was very interesting on how they did that. Side note, another really good jump scare moment, not really jump scare, but like another really like uh-oh moment, was whenever they went into the bedroom and the dad was sitting on the edge of the bed and he said, look under the bed, or there's something under the bed. And then the kid looks under and then looks up at him and says, look again. Then they look underneath and there's still nothing there. And then they look up again and he's gone. Yeah, he's just gone. That part was like, whenever they said look under the bed, I was like, oh, fuck. Here we fucking go. There's a monster under the bed. Oh, Jesus. Anyways, sorry. I continue. But yeah, it's just like, it was just difficult for me to follow like what was going on. Yeah. It still did give like, some unsettling vibes on the whole thing, which I mean, like with what it was trying to do, it definitely succeeded in that regard. Yeah. But I will say that the movie as a whole, it felt like it was a similar style to sort of like the Paranormal Activity movies whenever those came out. Yeah. Because like we were in the movie theater, we were in the auditorium. Yeah. And really the whole time, like nothing really happened. It was just like pitch black. But I mean, like you would still, wonder. It's just like, is that, what's happening over there, or what's over in that corner or whatever. But I mean, it was just like film grain and silence a little bit, and then just a little bit of something happened, something moved or whatever. Yeah. Maybe the chair was up on the ceiling. There's all that good stuff. And it's just like, I don't know. When it comes to like the psychological aspect of it, maybe if like with that theory, maybe the kid was like in a coma or something like that and just hallucinating these things. I think we also talked about whenever we left out of the theater is like maybe like the kid was dead whenever
that's another
he
theory
fell
that
down
he dead, that
the
he
stairs
died.
And the kid is just in purgatory. Yeah. And that sort of thing. Those are pretty interesting things to think about, just kind of just like putting it into a perspective of the afterlife or something like that.
Yeah.
You know, that's interesting to think about for sure.
Yeah.
But I mean, as a whole, it's not that I didn't like it. I thought it was very interesting in those regards. It's just like it was kind of difficult for me to follow.
Let me ask you this. Would you rather see more horror movies in that style but better? Or would you rather see, not typical horror movies. Like, I know, not like AAA budget horror movies that are, whatever.
Yeah.
Would you rather see more horror movies in that found footage kind of psychological horror, analog horror style? Or would you rather see it in a different way?
I think that style of movie could work for me personally. I just think like if I had like more attachment to the characters and whatnot, and like, a lot, I guess a lot more easier to follow story.
So you basically, if that movie had more story,
yeah,
you would have felt like it would have been more.
I think it would have been just a little bit more enjoyable for me personally.
Okay. I get you.
So,
that's valid.
Yeah, I
I'd
mean,
say.
that's pretty much all I have to say about the movie.
Yeah,
to be honest.
Well, for me, the whole thing was, I didn't really like I was paying attention to the story, of course, but for me, it was I didn't really like. I just saw the movie as like a bunch of spooky happenings.
Yeah,
and they're based around loosely based around a story, and that's what I care about. I don't really I care about a story like in Mandela Catalog. Like, I care about what happens to the characters, but I really want the spooks.
Yeah,
I want the psychological aspect of it. I want to see the abominations, the entities, the thing that doesn't need to exist. That's what I like.
Yeah, for sure.
That's my kind of horror. But horror is subjective.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
So, but I guess if that's the end of your review, Funk, what'd you think of Skinamarink?
So I guess I'll start with the stuff that I could appreciate about it.
Okay.
Number one, I mean, I did like kind of the fresh sort of staging of it. I thought it was interesting the way they went with the old film grain.
Yeah.
I guess that was to kind of make it seem a little bit more unnatural.
Yeah.
And I really did like the psychological horror aspect of it, kind of like you guys were talking with, there's so many games, movies, books, whatever, that all of the horror is just drawn from, the killing or the gore, or any sort of, violence. Yeah. So I thought it was, I did like the fact that it was just mostly psychological. I thought it was cool. It was a slow burn as well, because it kind of like built the suspense.
Yeah.
But there was a lot of it that came down to execution. I didn't like as much. So for the slow burn aspect of it, I did think that it burned a little too long.
Oh yeah.
It was once things started happening, it was so long into the movie and it was so infrequent. And then at the very end, they kind of just piled it all on.
Yeah.
So it was just kind of a shift all of a sudden. And, like something would happen and you'd think that was going to be where it was leading up to the climax. And then it would suddenly be where they're setting up a whole new set of, whatever the next psychological horror part was supposed to be. So
yeah,
Matt can tell you there was one part where, it had the like a jump scare or something happen. And then it went to the next scene and it started the slow burn again. And I turned to him, I was like, I cannot believe this movie is still going on.
Yeah. You were right next to me. And yeah, you said that it's like, it's still going. I was just like, yeah, I definitely see that myself. Yeah, it's just
that is a common complaint, and that is something that I would say too is a valid criticism, that it does go on for a little bit too long.
Yeah,
but I will say that is subjective of a lot of analog horror stuff on the internet.
Yeah.
You know, it starts off at the beginning of like a YouTube video where it's like slow, and then at the very end, that's where the scares come. That's when like the big shit happens.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
So I guess it's just that kind of style,
I guess
that it's going for.
Yeah.
But anyways, continue. Sorry.
Yeah, that's the thing though. Is like, you know, even though I like the atmosphere and kind of the way in concept, the way they were executing it,
Mm-hmm.
you know, kind of in that analog horror style, I just thought that the kind of the source of it wasn't really that interesting. You know, you were talking about the Mandela catalog and the stuff with the they're called alternates. I think.
Alternates. Yeah.
Yeah, so like those storylines, I thought that they did it really effectively because it was kind of the same, you know, slow burn. It wasn't just gross out, you know, violent horror. It was psychological, but I thought it was a much more interesting concept.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that, you know, it just kind of like made you think a little bit more. I think this movie, you were talking about all of the different theories there are, and you know, we were having theories too that kind of matched up with those. The whole time I was watching the movie, I was thinking, okay, so the kid might have died, you know, he might be in the hospital, you know, it might be an actual situation where it's supposedly the monster got in or whatever else.
Yeah.
But I felt like they kind of tackled so many different directions that you know, I guess that was kind of their point, was that it wasn't supposed to tell you anything. But for me, that made it a little less interesting because it didn't really follow one specific kind of idea. It was just throwing all these ideas at you.
Yeah.
So for that reason, I think it's actually, you know, if someone were to watch the movie, if they're kind of watching it, I would actually recommend just to watch it as they kind of explained it as being a nightmare. Because that way you're not trying to think, okay, this is what's going on, or, you know, this theory or this theory. I mean, it can be entertaining that way. It might work for some people. For me personally, someone who was kind of let down by there not being a conclusion, I think it would be worthwhile to watch it as if, okay, they're just trying to capture what a nightmare feels like. And that way you can kind of connect to it a little bit more, in my opinion.
Yeah,
That's
I
a good
agree
point.
with that. Yeah.
Yeah. I'd definitely say, yeah. I definitely say it kind of has that nightmarish sort of like a kid having a nightmare vibe to it. And I definitely agree. Yeah. If you go into the movie expecting a solid storyline and things to happen, you will be disappointed.
Yeah, for sure.
You're going to walk out of the movie wondering what did I just watch?
What just happened?
What just happened? Why did I spend an hour and a half in this movie theater watching this?
Also, this is unrelated, but Funk, while you were talking, I remembered at the end of the fucking movie, and you were it was like, you know, the face and like, you know, the kid, you know, talking to, I'm assuming it was the Skinamarink,
Yeah.
and everything, and fucking. They were having a back and forth, and then I think at the very end of the movie, the kid was just like, "What is your name?" And then Funk just fucking just like went to me like, and he was just like, "My name is Jim."
Yeah.
It was, oh my god, I fucking died.
Yeah, I was trying not to do it because I didn't want to take Matt out of the movie, but it got to the point, it was so long, and I was like, I gotta do something to make myself entertained.
Oh my god, I would have fucking burst out laughing had I not contained myself.
Oh,
That was fucking awesome.
oh, jeez.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, it was all right movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like me personally, like I didn't like it at all, the movie. I thought that as an experience it was interesting. So I mean, that's probably the weird thing, is even though I basically hated the movie, I'd still recommend somebody watch it just for the experience.
Yeah.
I don't think I'd ever watch it again, just out of fun. But I think it is at least interesting as far as being a new approach to something.
Yeah.
I've heard that the best way to watch the movie is at home alone at 3 a.m. with a laptop and headphones on.
I watched the Skinamarink at 3 a.m.
Gone wrong.
Gone wrong.
Gone sexual? No.
The Skinamarink did my dishes at 3 a.m.
Calling the Skinamarink at 3 a.m. If I were to rate the movie, me personally, I'd rate it a 8 out of 10.
Yeah.
That's how I'd rate it. Because I found it thoroughly enjoyable through and through.
Yeah. I guess if I were to rate the movie, I would give it like a 5 or 5.5 in my personal opinion, just because of, just kind of like what I said before with the story wise and everything.
Yeah.
But that's my number.
How about you, Funk?
Yeah, I'd probably say like a 4.
4.
Yeah.
Well, you know what?
Yeah.
We have a solid smattering of opinions here. One who liked it, one who was okay with it, and one who didn't like it.
Well, there you go. Yeah.
That's true.
And you two are wrong.
And,
my opinion's better.
You know what? Fuck you, buddy. But fuck you. I thought it was mad best.
Hey, don't make me call Skinamarink on you, Mark.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Yes, hello, Skinamarink.
Hello?
I need you to go to this house, please.
What were you going to say, Funk? You were going to say something.
Oh, and I was going to say, I mean, that in one way that might be a mark of a memorable movie anyways, if you have a smattering of opinions like you were saying.
Oh yeah,
And,
that's how much the internet. That's the internet is really saying is that people either like it, or people don't like it. There's no.
Yeah, and I will say that the guy that made the movie, even though I didn't like his movie, I was like, I was thinking, good for him. I that's really cool that he made this thing for $15,000, and that it's all over the States now. People talking about it. It's viral. He's made how many times over the budget of the movie. So I think that's really cool.
I want to say it was
I didn't like it.
I want to say it was like 20 times the budget.
Damn.
It was.
I think it was more than that.
It might have been more than that. It was a lot. And I mean, I think he just received like an award for it, like in LA or something.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's see. Because I thought it says the budget was $15,000 and the box office so far is $2 million.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, dude.
He made a killing off this.
Wow.
Like it. I mean, really just good for him. Because I mean, coming from, he was a person pretty much who started off on YouTube.
Yeah.
Uploading those, and then he just made this really long version of one of his YouTube videos that got shown at A24, which is a film festival.
Oh yeah.
And then it just exploded into this where it came out to be a movie, and not a lot of things from YouTube get turned into movies.
Oh yeah,
like,
for sure.
And usually when it happens, they're pretty shitty. Like with the Slender Man movies, those are all awful.
Like the Fred movies.
Yep. Those are awful. They're terrifying.
Those are probably gonna be awful no matter what.
Oh yeah, I know.
Yeah. Like Annoying Orange. Well, that was like a show on Cartoon Network or some shit.
But I mean, like, it's a really interesting thing to see nowadays, like with the FNAF movie coming out.
Yeah.
That's a thing.
Oh yeah, do you know that?
Nope.
It's being made by Blumhouse.
Was it? I don't know how true it is because it's been a while since I've heard this, but isn't Nick Cage supposed to be in it too?
Well, he was in that knockoff movie. It was pretty much Five Nights at Freddy's.
That's what I'm thinking of.
I do know that Matthew Lillard's going to be Michael or William Afton.
Are you serious?
Yep.
Fucking Shaggy is going to be... Okay.
Yep.
No,
it's going to be very weird.
All right. Hey, I'm all for it. Why not?
I think it's going to be a thoroughly enjoyable movie. I don't know if it'll be scary. I think it'll be good. I think it'll be funny.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
So I'm excited to see it. But yeah, it's really interesting to see. And it's really cool to see these things from YouTube being now translated to the bigger screen. Like I just found out today that that Backrooms series made by King Pixels.
Yes,
the one that we were talking about way back in June. Where
we were
talking about the analog horror stuff. He got picked up by a movie producer, and they're making a movie based on his Backrooms stuff.
Really?
Yes. So there's going to be a Backrooms movie coming out sometime soon.
All right.
I think that's going to be really interesting because y'all know how much I love the Backrooms.
Oh yeah, you're like super deep into it.
I just want to visit the back rooms.
Hey, I mean, like,
Hey, be careful what you wish for, man.
You're
You might
right.
just phase through right now.
Ah, geez, that would suck.
oh man.
You do a podcast from the back rooms.
Dude, if I-
Guys, welcome to the Triumvirate Podcast. I'm inside the walls right now. I can't really talk that well.
I could truly be inside your walls.
Yeah.
That's true. Hey, speaking of YouTube videos, YouTubers going to the Hollywood big screen, the Triumvirate movie.
Oh,
coming out soon.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, in case you guys didn't know, we actually somehow got $1 million budget for the Triumvirate movie.
it's-
Don't ask how we got it.
The main stars. Who's we playing you, Matt?
I
forget.
I think it's Channing Tatum.
Channing Tatum. Oh, what about you?
Oh yeah.
Who was going to play you, Funk?
Oh, it's one of those Boston robots.
Oh, yeah.
Boston Dynamics. Yeah.
One of those robots. Yeah.
Yeah, and God, who was going to play me?
Pretty sure.
Was it Chris Pratt?
Was it Chris Pratt? I know we talked with him, like,
Mm-hmm.
you know, the other week. We definitely totally talked with, you know, all these people.
I
But
think it was.
Yeah.
I think it was Chris Pratt or it was The Rock.
oh yeah, that's right.
I can't.
I think it's actually that clone of both of them.
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
Chris-
That's right.
Chris
They're making
Rock.
a clone
Chris Rock.
between the two.
Chris Rock.
Chris Rock. Wow, that took me so long.
Yep. Oh.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
But yeah, in the movie, we all go on an adventure with our robot dog, and we stop the bad.
Stop bad people
Stop
from
bad
doing
people.
bad things.
Yep, that's what we do.
And then our catchphrase in the movie at the end of it is, "Don't do drugs, kids, or I'll find you."
Don't do drugs. Have you heard of the high elves?
Have you heard
We'll
of the
see
high
you
elves?
later.
There you go.
That's it.
Have a good one.
That's the best movie ever.
You
You guys just don't even know it yet.
guys don't. You guys wait till you see it.
Wait till you see it on the big screen.
You're gonna be
See it on
blown away.
IMAX.
It's gonna be the top grossing movie of ever.
Of course, dude.
Of ever.
The top grossing movie ever. Yeah.
Of ever.
Yeah, fucking Endgame? No.
Nope.
Avatar? No.
Titanic, get out of here.
Get the fuck out of here, dude.
Triumvirate movie.
Triumvirate movie.
Oh, well, boys, I think it's time we wrap up this here podcast.
Yeah, this has been a really fun episode.
Oh yeah, for sure. We talked about some real good things, I'd say.
Heck yeah, man.
Well, if you enjoyed this, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share with your friends. And if you don't know this, we also have a Discord. The link will be in the description. If you want to join, we have some funny emotes.
Yep.
It's pretty cool stuff. You can interact with us and interact with the other people in there. It'd be pretty cool. If
Exactly.
you want to join, if you ever want to keep it up to date with us, that's probably the place that we're active the most.
Yeah, I'd say so. I mean, we also have like our Twitter and
Yeah.
YouTube posts whenever like there's, you know, something happens or anything like that. We keep you up to date on that one too.
Yeah,
So
so if you ever want to keep up to date with us, just join us on Discord or follow us on Twitter. And, I think in the next episode, we are going to go to sleep. It'll be the Sleepy Podcast.
welcome to the Sleepy Podcast, everyone. This is a sleepy portion of the podcast. We need you to close your eyes and start counting sheep.
All right.
One.
That's right. Wait, did you hear that?
What?
Did you hear that?
Oh my God.
I think it's a Skinamarink.
No, we got to get out of here.
Please, get out of the house. Get out of the house. Get out of the house. Please. I banish you. Oh God, he just got rid of the door.
What is your name?